down. Hut. Another minute. Hey everybody, I'm Zach Craig, this is Chase. Cameraman is Travis. Got Timmy and Brendan over here. This is Kinesiology project, one-on-one throwing a football. A couple basics before we get started. In our stance that we're sitting here, we've got our subject here, Mr. Chase. His front deltoid, the lateral side of his deltoid is facing his target. He's got his ball seated in his rear pec pocket. He's got a good square stance, ready to throw the football. Okay. Now we'll go into phase one. First phase, you'll actually look back and cock your shoulder right there. Set the ball on the shelf. Get a little higher. There we go. In arm, open hand, close hand. All right, come in closer. Come in closer. Get back right in front of you. Damn, I need that video. Shut that off. All right, phase one of our throw here. He's got his ball back, resting it on what we call a shelf, sitting it high. He's ready. He's facing his target. We're going to pay attention to the shoulder girdle here. Our shoulders got shoulder abduction and shoulder extension. Our elbow should be 90 degrees at a 90-degree angle here, and shoulder elbow flexion. Excuse me. There should be no flexion or extension in the wrist. Be a nice straight vertical wrist. Some muscles in play here are his deltoid, latissimus dorsi on the all right. Some muscles in place on the front are his deltoid, his pectoralis major and minor, his coracobrachialis. Come to the back. Some other muscles in place here is his latissimus dorsi here, his teres major and minor. Now, all right, stop it. All right, in phase two of the throw, he's about halfway through his throwing motion right here. He's still got the ball seated real high. We're now into shoulder flexion. He's starting to flex that shoulder back and shoulder abduction. We're still in elbow flexion here at about 90-degree angles. It's starting to close in a little bit tighter towards his head, wrist, and there's still no flexion or extension in the wrist. He's still got a nice, smooth, straight wrist. Some muscles in play now. We're having what's shortening? Concentric shortening. We're now having concentric contractions out of the pectoralis major and minor, and also out of the deltoid. We're having eccentric contractions in the latissimus dorsi. We'll come to the back real quick. Hurry up. We're now having eccentric contractions out of the latissimus dorsi, the teres major and minor as well. All right. Phase three of the throw, he's in full extension almost to the release of the football. His wrist is still flat, however, and he's going to actually flick the wrist at the release. His elbow is now in extension. He's still in shoulder abduction and flexion. A lot of muscles are in place. He's in full concentric contractions of the pectoralis major, pectoralis minor in front, and also the deltoid. Some other muscles involved are some extensors and flexors of the wrist from when he flicks his wrist and releases the ball. Also the triceps and biceps brachii, and the external abdominal obliques and the rectus abdominal as he twists and releases the ball. Come back to the back. We're now in full eccentric contraction of the latissimus dorsi and the teres major and teres minor. Okay. All right, now the final phase of the throw, he's once released the ball, and this is just his follow through. It comes through. All his muscles should be relaxed. However, he's still in some concentric contractions of the pectoralis major and minor and the deltoid. He's full shoulder extension, full wrist extension, or full elbow extension. And his wrist has some rotations. Some external flexors are causing the flick of that wrist to make that ball spin. He's now in full eccentric contractions of the latissimus dorsi, teres major, and teres minor. Okay.